Britain last start, who was beaten 3.5 by He's a Phoenix, who's now a Saturday winner. Also Mr. Kissinger, who was able to dead heat at his next start with King's Drama, and then also behind Must Be Nice, who was able to get the Maiden out of the way at Geraldton. So 3 subsequent winners in a 3-week period for last mile, and a horse that had a bit of an excuse too, held up at a crucial spot on straightening. 1200 to a mile though, big unknown.
8 Bologna Girl, Simon Race, Jason Whiting.
Beaten 5.25 by Bondi Star, so in that same event finished 3 lengths behind Miss Verve, so a key head-to-head there that needs to turn the tables on. And then beaten 7.5 by Exquisite Taste in a maiden where they really did spread out in the beaten margins. They were coming home like Brown's cows. Exquisite Taste won by a couple ahead of Old Mate Henry, and it was about 6 lengths back to third.
9 Corso Venezia, riding Ella Rocky Chung.
Rocky Chung's engagement is quite interesting here today because this filly will carry 51 kilos. Raced up on the speed last start at Bunbury in a 3-year-old maiden, sat in the breeze when was beaten less than 3 lengths by Whole Enough. I thought there was enough to suggest that this filly getting out to a mile today, especially with 51 kilos if they allowed her to find the fence and roll, she might be more than just a cheeky chance.
And the 10 is British Bonnie for Sharon Miller and Jamie Hort,
who is yet to fire a shot at the races, beaten 15.5 by Hazani, then beaten 11.5 by King's Drama, 1300 back to 1200, now all the way out to a mile, so they're just still by the looks of it, trying to figure her out.
I'm now with Ted Martinovich for a word on our second favourite in last mile. Ted, 1200 up to 1600 metres. What are your thoughts in regards to the rise in trend? What have you made of his last few starts? At this rate, he's your $4 second favourite. Do you share the punter's confidence, or does $4 make you a little bit nervous for a horse like him? It's a great insight, Ted. Appreciate your time. There's Ted Martinovich, honest as always, and he certainly calls a spade a spade. So I'm not really keen on taking the $4 for last mile, Scotty, and that's your hot top selection.
Yeah, it's one of those races, Lockie. I don't think there's a lot of connections that would have a lot of confidence in him.
Okay, they are getting over to the start. Yelda Knight, Macho Akiro. Yelda Knight, Macho Akiro. Lucky Moon. Miss Verve, Macho Akiro. Akiro. Harris Road. Lucky Moon, Harris Road, last mile. Bologna Girl. Corso Venezia. British Bonnie and Designer Label. Corso Venezia, Designer Label. Bologna Girl. Harris Road, Yelda Knight. British Bonnie, Macho Akiro. Lucky Moon. Designer Label, Miss Verve, Corso Venezia. Right, they're just mingling at the start. Thanks, Marty. Absolutely glorious out here in the Avon Valley. One of those dreamy spring days that we all look forward to. And everything certainly greening up through the colder winter months. Track staff there makes their job a lot easier when they get a few weeks of good sunshine on the track. And the course today, it looks absolutely pristine. They'll start to move them in fairly soon for this, the Tabtouch. You've got the Touch Maiden. Favouritism is with Miss Verve. Last mile was 6 into 3.90. It's now pushing on back to $4.20 in the market. And of course, the one that the early punters clambered aboard was Harris Road from the yard of Jade Tangaroa. And it was around $13 into $8.50. It's still $8.50 there on the fixed odds market at the moment. About to be taken forward is Last Mile. Lovely dark brown son of Sessions from Mekong Den. Ted Martinovich has raced quite a few out of that family. His Corso Venezia coming along. So Yelda Knight locked away. British Bonnie is in there, loaded. Now they're about to bring up Harris Road. Trotting forward. We wait on Designer Label, Bologna Girl, favourite Miss Verve, the grey Lucky Moon, as well as Macho Akiro. So 5 of them here required to make their way along. Previous for the day, and S.J. Miller launching a nice debutante. Stepped out and was impressive enough in winning its maiden Peaceful Ruler. Got the job done well, beating Home Diamond Warrior Final Flush. And a couple of good runs, including that of the 4th horse, Malagarasi, in that race, and Dolaf the Snowman, who had the job in front of it from back there at the tail of the field, but got home quite well late. Now they're almost set to go. Nearly right. They've been loaded. They're off and they're racing. Lucky Moon in the middle, one of the first of them into stride away quickly. Corso Venezia, Yelda Knight pushing through. Holding a spot there right over the speed is Harris Road. Going forward, Macho Akiro, Bologna Girl in the centre. Then Last Mile, British Bonnie, followed by Miss Verve, who drops out in the early part of proceedings for Azzapardi. She's going to give the favourite plenty of time to just settle and find a rhythm. And last of all is Designer Label. Going along the back straight now. They're about to hit the first turn at the 1,000. The grey Lucky Moon leading the way, and quickly up-tempoed the pace. Out by a length and a half, Corso Venezia. Yelda Knight travelling third, being followed in 4th placing by Harris Road. A length away is Macho Akiro, forced to cover additional ground. Going up near the rails next is British Bonnie. Bologna Girl splits horses. A length away then Last Mile back there and wide. On the rails, Designer Label. Between those is the favourite, Miss Verve. Towards the turn they head, 600 from home. Lucky Moon just steadies them up a little, coming towards the home turn, more than a length in front of Yelda Knight. Going up there near the outside, Corso Venezia still battles away. Harris Road being ridden along, coming into the turn. Designer Label from last gets right up near the rail. Yelda Knight trying to weave its way through, not getting a lot of room. Miss Verve gets to the outside of Bologna Girl, further back Last Mile, down to the 200. Miss Verve reaches the lead. She storms up, put pay to the Miss Verve. She comes away now. She's opened up and led by 2 lengths. Bologna Girl in behind those then Last Mile, kept going close to home. Miss Verve though, she's going to break through. Miss Verve the mare, too good for Bologna Girl. Yelda Knight third, didn't get a lot of room in the run home. Macho Akiro came again after being deep throughout. Right there as well, Last Mile, Corso Venezia, and behind them Harris Road in that group, followed further back then by the pacemaker Lucky Moon, who dropped right out, followed then by British Bonnie, and a long last after getting up near the rails there fleetingly in the straight, Designer Label, but pulled up very, very quickly in the run-on. Miss Verve, too good. Chloe Azzapardi in the saddle for Dave Caterino. She rode the mare beautifully, just allowed her to settle back.
Kabling, Goldsborough at Wits End. Hatchet, Pocketful. Now all of the runners are behind the Ladbroke stalls for the last race today. They're about to move in. Last race of the day, On Point the favourite. Got it as short as 340, back to 370. Hatchet, the one-time favourite, lost that position, now $4.40. It's on the second line of betting. Goldsborough, solid at 6, Pocketful of Firma into 6, down from 9, so good support for it first up. Bay Rumble $8, Show Some Decorum 10. So it's a good, solid, open class race to win the day. We don't often have them at the Wednesday meetings, but we do today. It's been a good betting race, but On Point is going to run the favourite. $3.80 now. Last few coming up for the last. In fact, they're all in and ready to jump. Red light switched on. Racing. On Point off the inside began fast. Goldsborough began speedily. Pocketful about third away. Showing pace was Bay Rumble. Zoo Meteor jumped today, going fast. Kablinga's just behind them early. Hatchet beaten for early speed. Then Nashira at Wits End. And Show Some Decorum dropped out to the tail. Into the first bend, Bay Rumble. Ridden desperately to try and lead, but can't cross On Point. Goldsborough third. Zoo Meteor's off the track. Kabling dropped back to fifth. Now Pocketful. He's going to secure a good run in midfield. Ditto for Hatchet. They'll appreciate the tempo. Then at Wits End, followed by second last Coming down the side, Nashira, and Show Some Decorum is last, 34.49. That's a very quick first 600 metres. These leaders will be vulnerable for sure and certain. On Point's been pestered all the way. Goldsborough and Bay Rumble outside the pair. Hatchet emerges all of a sudden. Pocketful to the outside with a good rider, and even wider was Kabling. Goldsborough, Bay Rumble, Hatchet got to them. On Point has spent force, then Pocketful, but Hatchet, he loves the 1200 of Doomman, and it's going to be another one on the board today. Hatchet roaring away for Ben Thompson and wins the last well. From last, Shows Decorum second, Pocketful third, and fourth Goldsborough. Then came at the head of the others at Wits End. They took on Point and she succumbed to it. Then came Kabling, followed by Bow Rumble, Nashira and Zoo Meteor, a long last in 1.881. Hatchet wins the last. Number 6, Ben Thompson, Rob Heathcote. That race was begging for a